Hello chess lovers and welcome to the first round of the FIDE Candidates 2020. It's a game between two Chinese super grandmasters. The second seed of this tournament, Grandmaster LIREN versus Grandmaster WANG HAO. So both of them are really strong grandmasters, and no doubt this game is super duper excited. So if you're new to my channel, please subscribe it and press the bell icon in order not to miss my future uploads. So without further ado, let's start with it. So LIREN with the white pieces opened up with c4. We have e5 by black, the reverse Sicilian is on the board. g3, knight to f6, bishop to g2, we have bishop to c5, d3, so all these are the standard stuffs. We have castles by black, knight to c3, c6. Here black probably wants to push d5, or d6 would also be a probability. So let's see. Here we have knight to f3, we have d6, castles by white, we have rook to e8 and knight to h4, just attacking black's bishop. We have bishop to b4, a3, bishop to a5, b4, again attacking the bishop, and we have bishop to c7. So I like this position for white because white is enjoying so much space advantage, while all of the black's pieces are just stuck. The knight and the rook are just still stuck at the corner of the board. So all in all, it's definitely a better position for white. We have e4, although I would have to tell you guys that queen to c2 would have been a possibility, but in our game we have e4. We have a5, bishop to b2, knight to a6, we have b5 attacking the knight, we have c captures on b5, c captures on b5, knight to c5, so knight captures on c5, d captures on c5, and here we have a4. But I will have to tell you guys that rook to c1 would have been a possibility here. After b6, then a4. This would have been a continuation, but in our game we don't have rook to c1, but instead we have a premature a4. So here we have bishop to g4, pinning the knight, and we have rook to a3. So this is kind of an awkward move because here there are so many possibilities. Like, for example, here white would go for h3 attacking the bishop, and after maybe bishop captures on f3, queen captures on f3, queen to d6, this would have been a continuation. Or here also, other than h3, white can go for rook to c1, white can go for queen to c2 like this. But in our game we have rook to a3. Probably here white wants to double up on the c file. But okay, we have knight to e7. Probably black is planning to play knight to f1, then knight to e6, and then knight to d4. That's a very nice maneuver for the knight. But here we have h3, we have bishop to h5, and queen to b1, just unpinning the knight, and b6. So we have knight to d2. Probably here white wants to play knight to c4, and we have knight to f8 as planned. We have bishop to f3 and queen to g5. Although I will have to tell you guys that bishop captures on f3, knight captures on f3, and queen to f6 would have been a possibility, but in our game we have queen to g5. So here black is quite happy in placing his queen in front of the white's king, and the plan is to play knight to g6 followed by knight to f4. This would have been a quite dangerous attack. But in our game we have h4 attacking the queen and queen to g6. Although I will have to tell you guys that queen captures on d2 and bishop captures on h5 would not give black something special. It's only that black has traded his bishop for a knight. So black didn't go for it. Black played queen to g6, and now we have queen to d1, just attacking this bishop twice. So here black trades. We have bishop captures f3, queen captures f3, and now h5. We have queen to f queen to f5. Here white is giving a threat of the queens, and black is interested in that queen. The difference is that black is saying, okay, you trade my queen, and that would help my knight to be developed. So we have the trade of the queens in the game. We have king to f2 and f6 by black. We have knight to c4, king to f7, bishop to c1, rook to d7. Here, actually here black wants to double up on the d file in order to attack this weak d3 pawn. We have f4, and e captures on f4, bishop captures on f4, knight captures on f4, g captures on f4, and now f5, just striking white center. Here we have d5 by white and rook to d6. Although here rook e to d8 would have been a possibility, just doubling up on the d file in order to attack this weak d3 pawn. But in our game we have rook to e6. So here king to f3 and then rook to g6. So after this rook to g6 move, you will get to enjoy a party. After this move, all of a sudden I started liking black's position so much. Here this g rook is enjoying the completely open g file. This d rook is attacking this d3 pawn, keeping busy the a3 rook, and you can see that white pieces are getting stuck move by move. So okay, in our game we have knight to d3, just attacking the f5 pawn. So king to e6, just defending the pawn. We have rook to d1, and now this a3 rook can move. We have bishop to d8, just attacking the h4 pawn, and rook to a2. So here we have rook to d4. Although I would like to tell you guys that other than rook to d4, bishop to h4 would have been the most appropriate, because after rook to h2 attacking the bishop, black is having an amazing move. So you can feel free to pause the video and find out what that move is. Well, I'll give you a couple of seconds. So are you ready? Ready? So here black is having an amazing rook to g4 move, completely giving up an exchange for a better position. So here after knight captures on g4, h captures on g4, which comes with check, and after king to g2 and g5, and here obviously white cannot take this pawn, because if f captures on g5, bishop captures on g5, here black is having very dangerous connected pass pawns, and white should face some problems. But in our game we have rook to d4. Okay, so knight to c2, rook to d5, knight to d3. So here Ding Liren is just repeating the moves, and Ding should be happy with a draw. So here we have rook to d7 once again, and rook to d2. And now we have that variation, bishop captures on h4. And we have rook to g2, although I've shown you the consequences after rook to h2. So thinking all this, white just played rook to g2, and now we have that amazing move, rook to g4. And now we have rook to h2. So, and now we have g6. Although I would have to tell you guys that rook to g3, check, king to e2, and g5 would have been more powerful in this position. But here in our game we have g6, another alternative, and knight captures on g4. We have f captures on g4 with check, king to e3, and bishop to e7. We have rook a to c2 and h4. So, and believe it or not, it was in this position Ding Liren resigned the game. The reason why he resigned is that there is no way Ding Liren can stop these two connected pass pawns. Although Ding is an exchange up, but there's no way he can stop these passed pawns. What will he do? He can go rook to c4 and king to f5. So you can see the king is also coming to support the passed pawns. So there's no way he can stop this. So that's why he resigned in this position, and it's a crushing victory for Wang Hao. So other results of this tournament are Maxime Vachier-Lagrave drew with Fabiano Caruana, Anish Giri lost to Jan Nepomniachtchi, Alexander Grishuk drew with Kirill Alexyenko. So Anish Giri versus Jan Nepomniachtchi, that game was also very nice. And I hope you have enjoyed my video. So please, if you like this video, please share this video to your friends and relatives, and thank you for watching.